Hello and welcome to Pick a Card Palace. In today's Pick a Card reading, we will be answering the question, who wants to come back into your life and why? For this reading, we have 5 options. Option 1 is the opposition card with the quarter. That's a U.S. currency quarter. Option 2 is the North Node card with the U.S. dime. Option 3 is the Quadrant II card with the U.S. penny. Option 4 is the Cadent House card with the U.S. nickel. And option 5 is the Quadrant IV card with the Irish 10 pence coin. Okay, so once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box where you will find links taking you directly to each of these readings. So now I'm going to let you look at the cards and the coins a little more before we get started. Okay, so hello there, option 1. If you chose the opposition card and the U.S. quarter, this will be your reading. So today we're answering the question, who wants to come back into your life and why? So the fact that you chose the opposition card indicates to me that this is someone who you had some significant differences with. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that these were deeply problematic differences or that there was a lot of strife or fighting or anything like that. This is more of an opposites attract sort of energy, I think, here. And the two of you just kind of complemented each other. Where you were strong, this person was perhaps not so strong. And where they were strong, you were perhaps not so strong. And so there was a sense of balancing each other out by being in each other's presence. Now, this energy indicates that there's a strong attraction despite the differences. Because again, there's something synergistic about bringing together the opposites. It's like yin and yang or peanut butter and jelly. You just, maybe you wouldn't expect it on the face of it, just thinking about peanut butter by itself or jelly by itself or whatever, but they somehow just kind of go together. So this is the person, or rather, this is the dynamic, I think, existed between you and this person who wants to come back into your life. Now, with the quarter, I'm getting the energy of abundance. That there was a lot of goodwill here. Despite whatever happened so that you are no longer in each other's lives, you both can probably look back and see that the two of you had a lot of good times. And I dare say that the two of you really, really enjoyed each other's company. Maybe at times you even kind of got carried away with all the enjoyment. But again, I'm getting mostly positivity here. So I don't know, as I said, it's beyond the scope of this reading to discuss the whys as far as the falling apart or falling out or drifting apart is concerned. We are here only to try and help you understand who it is and why they want to come back. So now let's get some more information on who this person is, option 1. So who is this person who wants to come back into option 1's life? Okay, we have death. And we have the Fool. Okay, so the story here that is emerging is that somebody here maybe jumped the gun and departed or ended things prematurely, perhaps without knowing all the details or relevant facts, perhaps without thinking it through. And this led to a great deal of pain and sorrow and regret. Now, it could be that someone here simply did something unwise, and that led to the demise of this association. Maybe someone was immature. Someone decided to go play around with something or someone, and it was a very bad decision, because what happened in the wake of that was this separation or falling apart or whatever. It could be, for probably a minority of you, that you did just kind of drift apart because one of you, or maybe both of you, just had other things that you were focused on in life and moving towards. Maybe you had goals or ambitions that took you away from this person or out of their environment, or vice versa, because it could have been them drifting away towards something else that they were pursuing. Could be anything really, personal or professional. But that is the background here of who this is, who wants to come back into your life, option 1. Now, let's see what this person's intentions would be in coming back into your life. So if this person were to come back into option 1's life, what would this person's intentions be towards option 1? Okay, we have deceit. I have ill intentions and maybe planning on deceiving you. Okay. And we have brag. I will always enthusiastically share the amazing things happening in my life. Alrighty, so option 1, we can't really sugarcoat, and I'm not inclined to do that anyway. This card, this is very direct and straightforward. So there's something here with regard to this person's intent towards you that involves not telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I don't know if this is some kind of say, lie of omission, wherein they simply leave out pertinent facts or details, or whether it's more involved than that, more definitely a lie, by all definitions. I don't know, but there's something here that they're not going to be being honest about. On the other hand, though, or I should say alongside that, it seems that their intention will be to talk to you about something happening in their life that they feel proud of, and they want to share that with you. It says because it's an amazing thing happening in their life, but I don't know if it's because they want to celebrate with you, or if they just want your congratulations, they want you to be impressed, perhaps. So this is interesting, this combination, because it could be that they're coming or wanting to come back towards you in order to maybe embellish some things about what is or has been going on in their life. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what exactly the deceit is going to consist of, or would be consisting of, because this is all hypothetical. I said if they were to come back in your life. Just because someone wants to come back into your life doesn't mean that they will or that you will let them. Okay, so I guess this might be somewhat of a warning for you, option one, to be aware that if this person reappears and they want to open the doors of communication or get back into your life, that they may not be being fully honest with you about something. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we can get something a bit more specific here. So, should this person who wants to come back into option one's life actually come back into option one's life, what will actually play out? What would actually happen between them? Okay, so we have Crossroads, the Fox, the Birds, the Stars, and the Moon. Okay, so should this person come back into your life, actually make that effort, reach out? Because I do see here communication, so it could be that this person would be reaching out to you. There's some uncertainty about exactly what they will be up to. They may not be totally sure exactly what they're up to at first, but once they get to communicating with you again, it looks like they will get clarity and realize that they want to come together with you in, I would say, a romantic way. I think for many of you watching, this is for a romantic someone. I didn't set so much of an intention when I was coming up with this reading as to whether it should be focused on love or not. But if you are watching and this someone that you're recognizing here is not a romantic partner or interest, past partner or interest, then it could be that this person again comes in with some unclear intentions and they're not really clear either, and then they decide that they want to reveal something to you. Maybe they want to clarify something, clear things up, explain why things happen the way that they did. You know, maybe they just want to, or will want to. They will come to realize that they want to be honest. It looks like when they first come in, they're not so much necessarily wanting to be fully transparent, but it does show that after some time they might actually have a change of heart, or get, like I said, more clear on what they want to do here, and realize that it is worthwhile or maybe even necessary to tell the truth. Okay, so option 1. This is your reading. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to move on now. Hello there, option 2. If you chose the North Node card with the dime, this will be your reading. Now, we are answering the question, who wants to come back into your life and why? So, since you chose the North Node, I would say that this is someone who you might have had either a somewhat fleeting connection with in the past, or someone you had a series of fleeting interactions with in the past. And this could have gone on for a relatively short amount of time, or for a long amount of time in the second case, where it is a series of fleeting interactions. So it may have been that someone here was very interested in pursuing a relationship of some sort that was ongoing, long-term, and that could be romantic or platonic. We'll see as the cards come out whether this is more likely to be romantic or platonic. But if you're watching for either one, I mean, that's fine. Just take what resonates and adjust or leave out the rest. But yes, this is telling the story already of maybe a mismatch in interest, or at the end of the day, just effort. You know, one person wanted to make a lot of effort, and the other person just decided, meh, and just stopped making an effort, or stopped participating. They went away or stopped interacting somehow. It could be that there was some strife involved here, that maybe the two of you had some disagreements or some arguments, or there was some kind of tension wherein you weren't maybe on the same page about some things, and this led to someone's decision to detach. But let's see what else we can find out here and get more specific about who this person is. So for option 2, who is this person who wants to come back into their life? Who is this person? Okay, we have the Devil. And we have the Seven of Cups. Now, this this is interesting. So this is picturing for me a situation in which one or both people here were having different daydreams and fantasies about what could be. And there was something extreme about it. There was this kind of obsession about the hopes and dreams. It's like, this must happen. It's got to happen. There's this kind of one-track mindedness about it that I would say maybe veered on the unhealthy. And with the strife involved, there may have been a lot of effort on one or both people's part to keep this going and keep it together, even when it was clear that there were serious issues that were not being addressed by both people together, so that healing and harmony could actually prevail. So that is the kind of dynamic that was going on here. I should mention that the Devil card represents Capricorn energy. So someone here might be a Capricorn. Doesn't have to be the case, but that's the sign that this card is associated with. So let's see. So for option 2, if this person who wants to come back into their life were to come back into their life, what would this person's intentions be towards option 2? Sage advice. My wisdom is rooted in experience. I can offer a fresh perspective. And we have health. I'm here to support your journey towards wellness and balance. Okay. So if this person were to re-emerge and come back around, come back into your life, option 2, it looks like their intentions are positive. They want to offer you advice. They want to give you fresh perspectives. They want to help you get healthy in mind or body or spirit, or all of the above. It may also be that they are coming and seeking advice from you, perhaps about how they can become healthier in mind, spirit, and or body. So this could go either way, either of those ways. But yes, as I said, that is a positive thing. And going back to what we were talking about with this kind of the obsessiveness and the fantasies and whatnot from the past, maybe that this person, if they were to come back, would want to address the issues there, the imbalances, and resolve whatever was causing this dynamic here that I think I might have even said was unhealthy to some extent. Okay, so now let's see, if this person who wants to come back into option 2's life were to come back into option 2's life, what would happen? What would play out between them? What would actually come to pass? Okay, so we have renown. Beauty. Pleasure. Star of the Man. And honors. Alrighty. So option 2. This is very nice. I see here that if they were to come back into your life, it would be peace. there would be peace and harmony and enjoyment and beauty. And you would come in, like recognize the growth that has happened uh, within both of you. In particular, whoever this is here, this is the star of the man. This is representing a masculine energy. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is a male person. This could be a female coming through in masculine energy. But yes, quite explicitly, though, whoever this is, this masculine energy, in particular, this person is going to, again, would be feeling so grateful, so thankful, and they would feel like they've really achieved something. Just to be, I was going to say, recognized by or acknowledged by you. That's interesting. I wonder if for some of you this is a situation in which one person, this masculine energy person, has been trying to get the attention of the other person, maybe even trying to reach out and communicate, and so maybe they've been being rebuffed or something. I don't know, but that doesn't have to be the case for everyone. That might be for some of you, I should say. But yeah, this is all very, very positive, actually. It looks like, should this person comes back into your life, option 2, that things would be a lot different in a good way. Like I said, there's a peace, harmony, expansion, hope, accomplishment, pride, acknowledgement of, let's say, a job well done. There's something here about growth that would be evident and cause for celebration, I would even say. Okay, option 2, this is your reading. Thank you very much for joining me. All right, so I'm going to move on. Yeah. All right, hello there, option 3. If you chose the Quadrant 2 card with the penny, this will be your reading. So again, the question we are answering today is, who wants to come back into your life and why? Now, since you chose the Quadrant 2 card, my thinking is that for a lot of you, this is someone you either have a family connection with or a work connection. I suppose it is possible that for some of you this is maybe someone you had some kind of romantic interest in the past, or maybe some romantic activity, but I'm not really seeing necessarily like a full-blown committed relationship in such case. This seems more casual, so I would say, if that is the case. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything really deep or involved or serious, if that is the case. But that is what I'm picking up here. I don't know if I have anything else to say before we start looking at cards. I will say, I think that someone's self-worth was a factor here in this connection. I don't know if that's what led to the split, that someone was not feeling good enough for whatever reason. Either, it could be that was just something happening within them, or because something happened in the connection that made them feel this way, intentionally or unintentionally. But yeah, I'm getting self-worth issues here. Okay, so let's see what else we can find out about this person who wants to come back into your life, option 3. So who is this person who wants to come back into option 3's life? Okay, we have Judgment. And we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so with regard to the family connection, this, I don't know how many of you this would actually vibe with. I actually thought it and didn't say it because it doesn't seem like it would be a majority thing here for this reading, but for some portion of you, this might actually be a child of yours. I'm not sure how that would work out. There's some kind of estrangement or something maybe, and they want to come back into your life. But I don't think that's going to be the case for most of you. I'm getting more so that, going back to the romance, that this is something that didn't get particularly deep or serious and might have ended because of someone having self-worth issues. Okay, so it seems that the situation was one in which someone, and we have another reading I've done, and it might have been option 1. If you were at all attracted to that one, you could try that one. I think it was option 1. It might have been option 2, but I think it was option 1. Or maybe it was option 2. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Anyway, if you were attracted to either one of option 1 or option 2, in addition to this one, you can certainly go back and look at them after you watch this, because this one might be the one that has the most information for you, if this is the one you were actually the most attracted to. But anyway, it seems like there again is this storyline of someone making a hasty decision, and that led to the split. Someone got overly emotional and had an over-the-top type of reaction by removing themselves from this connection. Since they want to come back, I presume that, or since this person wants to come back into your life, I presume that they're the ones who had this happen. But it's possible some of you were the ones who, had the over-the-top emotional reaction and removed yourself from this association. So yeah, take it as it resonates. It can go either way, which is often the case with these readings. The energy is not always clearly directed from one side to the other, or one that we know for sure in reading. And there's the collective element here. So some of you are the ones who broke away, and some of you are the ones who got broken away from. Anyway, so now let's look and see if this person who wants to come back into option 3's life were in fact to come into option 3's life again, what would this person's intentions be towards option 3? Okay, we have Secret. There's something I'm holding back. And we have Small Favor. I'm hoping you won't mind helping me with something minor. Now that's interesting. I think this is indicating that they will be intending to get help from you, but it's for something minor. So okay, but they maybe won't be open about that to begin with. Like they may not be totally transparent. about what it is they want from you. I mean, but they want help. So they'll be coming back with the intention of getting help with something. And it's something minor, this is. Okay. So now let's look and see if this person were to come back into option 3's life, what would actually transpire? What would play out between option 3 and this person? What would actually happen? Okay, so we have the lily. We have the scythe. We have the lady. The stork. And the deer. Okay, option 3. So this person were to come back into your life, there is, I think, a concern here. I think this may be the viewer, the lady. This is female, or sorry, not female, but feminine energy. It may or may not be an actual female, but I'm getting a sense that this is you, option 3, whether you are male or female, that this is you. And there's a concern here that should this person come back into your life, that it'll be somehow disruptive to your peace, and then they may very well just leave again. Because they are afraid of things getting deeper or more serious, or having to reveal too much. You know, we do have the secret card. I'm holding something back, and it may be that they kind of lose their nerve trying to walk the tightrope, because they want to come back, and they want you to help them with something, but maybe they're not ready to invest the way that you would want them to. And so instead of sticking around and doing the work, they get spooked and disappear once more. Now, this is, a hypothetical. This is the energy that is coming through in this time for how things might play out should this person reappear. But do be aware that these energies can and do change. And so it could be that in the future, after some time goes by, this person will maybe not be so afraid and not be so unwilling to get serious or whatever. And then things maybe could work out in a different way between the two of you. But in the now, this energy is not looking very stable or reliable, and that, I think, is supposed to probably be some kind of warning for you, option 3. Now, you can do what you want, of course. This person reappears, you can welcome them with open arms. And, I can't say whether that's good or bad for you, and that is actually beyond the scope of this reading anyway. But I am here to tell you what the cards are saying in regard to the answer to the question I just posed. So just keep that in mind if you are resonating with this as a distinct possibility, or yeah. So, okay. I think I'm going to leave it here, option 3. Thank you very much for joining me. Hello there, option 4. If you chose the Cadent House card and or the U.S. nickel, this will be your reading. So again, we are answering the question, who wants to come back into your life and why? Since you chose the Cadent House card here, I would say this is someone maybe who's kind of been in and out. This is someone who maybe wasn't very committal or stable with you or for you. Kind of flighty energy is coming through to me here. They might have just had a lot going on. Lots of people, lots of, what do they, places to go, people to do. But now let's see what else we can find out, option 4, about this person. So who is this person who wants to come back into option 4's life? Okay, we have the 5 of Swords. And we have the Queen of Wands. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so this is someone who might have enjoyed a lot of witty repartee with you. They might have enjoyed flirting, or maybe their version of flirting, which might have involved having conversations that were provocative. You know, conversations where you would be required, or they, or both of you would be required to argue your position as though you were in a debate. This person is coming through as someone who enjoyed that kind of exchange. Heck, maybe, debate is one of their love languages. But yeah, like they would get excited and inspired by that, even if you were disagreeing. This is the kind of person who likes just the energy of the contest, I guess, the striving, I was going to say fighting, but could be fighting or playing to win. I think that this is perhaps you, the viewer, this Queen of Wands energy here. By the way, that would represent fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So you may or may not be any of those signs, but that is the energy of this card. And you could actually have, some fiery placements, whether you know that or not. But anyway, yeah, like I said, that's not absolutely necessary, but this is the energy with which I think it's you who's coming through here. And this is kind of a compliment to you, actually, that this person thinks that you are clever and interesting, and that you were able to not only hold your own with these debates, as we will call them, but that you were able even to best them, that you were able to win the arguments, at least sometimes, or maybe a lot of times. I don't know. So that's who this is. Now let's look and see option 4. Ooh. If this person were to come back into your life, what would their intentions be towards you? Option 4. What would their intentions be? Okay, we have envy. I resent that you have what I most desire, so I will belittle your successes to make myself look better. Okay, and we have sabotage. I'm deliberately working to undermine your efforts and place obstacles in your path. Oh, wow. Okay, option 4. So this looks like somebody who is jealous of you. I know it says envy. There's a difference, right? There is a difference between jealousy and envy. But this person does want what you have. They maybe want to be like you. They perhaps here there's a sense of resentment that you have this ability to win arguments, or somehow maybe verbally put them in their place or something. I don't know. And they wish they had that, that cleverness that you have, that creativity, that way that you carry yourself. So if they were to come back into your life, it seems that they would be trying to bring you down a peg because of the envy. They want to maybe feel like, yeah, they want to make themselves look better, and in order to make themselves look better, they feel they have to make you look worse. Well, that's not very nice. Option 4. I don't know if this is a love. Is this a love connection? Because if so, I mean, this person, maybe the reason they're not in your life is because they're not on your level. And they know it. But certainly this energy here, if they did come back, this is the energy they'd come back in, is not great. Option 4. But I do apologize if I'm overstepping by sharing my opinion. I try to be mostly objective in so much as I can be with the reading that depends on me making judgments about what energies are coming through the cards. But I think you understand what I mean. I mean, I'm not really here to tell you what to do or whether your relationship is, or I don't need to approve or disapprove of your relationship or whatever you choose to do with whomever you choose to do it. I'm just the messenger here with the cards, and the cards, well, they speak for themselves. Okay, so let's see. Option 4. If this person were actually to come back into your life, what would actually play out? What would actually happen between you? Okay, we have fidelity. What? Let's see. After all of that, we have grand consolation. Oh, falseness. Surprising consolation. And the domestic. Okay. So this is kind of interesting. Option 4. I mean, as is to be expected, we have the falseness card right here in the middle. There, we were already talking about how if this person were to come back, I mean, like, it doesn't seem like their intentions are great. But they show up in this kind of friendly energy, like they, maybe miss you and want to have another go at things. Whatever type of situation, I mean, every type of relationship this is, if this is platonic or romantic or whatever, they're wanting to come back and reestablish something, and it looks like there's a positivity with that. But know that if they come through like that, they're planning something, they're scheming. They're trying to, there's a sense here like there's deceit. They're trying to deceive you and get something. It could be that they come in with a certain intention and then something happens to make them not follow through with whatever they were planning to do that's ill-intentioned. They get surprised. Surprising consolation here. They get surprised by perhaps you, maybe your generosity, maybe that you welcome them with open arms or something, and they realize, oh my goodness, I can't sabotage option 4. I mean, they're being a real friend to me. They're being someone who's for me. And as upset as I may be about how I don't measure up to the greatness that is option 4, I maybe don't want to go through with the devious plans. And so it seems that this may be a case, option 4, in which someone comes in to harm you in some way, but something about your charm or whatever actually turns their opinion around so that they not only abandon their devious plans, but they become quite dedicated to helping you. What? Wow, okay. So that's very interesting, option 4. It looks like there's a surprise ending there, a plot twist. So maybe it's not all bad. I don't know. Probably a lot of people probably left when I was talking about it. As soon as these 2 cards came out, I don't know how many of you stuck around after that. But anyway, if you did, congratulations. This actually comes in, there's a turnaround at the end. Interesting. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you about this person other than, obviously keep your guard up or be aware that they may show back up and maybe they don't have the best intentions, but that doesn't mean that all is lost, because you might gain an even more enthusiastic fan at the end of all this in some kind of amazing way. Okay, option 4, thank you very much for joining me. That's the end of your reading. Hello there, option 5. if you chose the Quadrant 4 card and the Irish 10 pence coin, this will be your reading. So we are answering the question, who wants to come back into your life and why? You chose the Quadrant 4 card along with the Irish coin. The other coins were U.S. currency. This actually is, I think, something that is no longer in circulation. A dear friend gave this to me some time ago. I just grabbed it up for this reading, but this here, I don't know if you can see, probably not. Can you see any of that there? That this coin here says Ire, which I guess means Ireland, and it's got a harp on it and the date 1973. If that is significant for anybody here, maybe one or both of the people here involved here was born in 1973. Maybe, I don't know. And there's your 10 pence there on the other side with salmon, I think I read. So anyway, the fact that you chose Quadrant 4 and this particular coin, a foreign coin, a coin from overseas, suggests to me that the person that we're talking about here is far away. They might literally be overseas or from another country. They could be in the same country as you, but of a different cultural background than you. There's something here about a different culture or distance or geographical differences here. So that's our first clue that could help you understand or know who this is. Option 5. This may also be, because of the distance or the geographical separation, if that is your story, a connection in which the two of you actually never met in person, or as they call it in real life. This might be an internet connection. Huh. Okay. So let's see. For option 5, who is this person who wants to come back into their life? We have the 2 of coins, and we have the Ace of coins. Okay, well, we got 2 coins cards, and so that's Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. One or both of you could be one of those signs. You could have maybe other placements in one of those signs. Doesn't have to be, but that is a distinct possibility here, since this is the energy that comes through straight away and rather strongly. So it could be that this is some kind of work-related connection. Maybe the 2 of you worked together. And if so, it looks like it was a busy type of work or something where there was a lot to do. But one or both of you, probably both of you, are there to make the money that you needed in order to get ahead in life. This is not, I don't think this is just about getting by. This is about really having something. In fact, maybe for some small portion of you, not only did you maybe work with this person, but maybe you actually went into some kind of business with this person. I'm going to guess that's the minority of you, though. Okay, interesting. So let me see. I don't know if this is a romantic connection. I mean, it certainly could have been, but there's, well, I was going to say there isn't anything explicitly romantic here. I guess I could say that there's, if this was a romantic connection, it could be that either establishing this relationship was difficult or impossible in the end, or that there were logistical things that needed to be worked out and would have required a lot of effort that one or both people in the end was not willing to put in here. So this may be a case of maybe if this is a romantic connection here, it could be that you just didn't get things fully off the ground. It was too much work. It was too difficult. You had other things going on. Maybe larger ambitions. So let's see. Option 5. If this person who wants to come back into your life were to come back into your life, what would their intentions towards you actually be? Okay, we have welcome. I offer an open door, a warm invitation to step into a space where you are embraced and valued. We also have, I'm sorry. I feel terrible about what I did and owe you an apology. Wow. Okay, option 5. So whatever went down here is something that this person believes they need to apologize about. And this is interesting because not only do they want to say that they're sorry, but they also are, as it were, well, explicitly it says they're opening a door for you so that you can come in or come back in to their life. So I wonder if maybe this person had closed said door and now they want to open it so that you can come in. And it's actually interesting too, because I wonder if that is the case. I mean, like, they offer an open door, a warm invitation, but is it simply that they opened the door and then stood back and waited for you to, like, get some kind of psychic download that you should reach out or come over and walk through the door? Or is this person, intending to extend an olive branch, be more proactive, and actually approach you, in the 3D, in real life? I don't know. But clearly this person wants to welcome you back, and they feel terrible about whatever they did, whatever they perceive they did. I don't know. I mean, it's going to differ for each viewer's situation. So now let's see if this person were to come back into option 5's life, what would actually happen between the two of them? What would actually transpire? Okay, we have hope, great water. Marriage. Gift. Rich gent. And living room. Okay, so it clearly, this person wants to offer you a gift. They want to reach out and give you something, some perhaps token of appreciation. I feel like this reading itself is a token of appreciation just from what they said, that they're welcoming you and that they feel terrible and they're sorry. But it seems that this person is quite genuine about wanting to make things right and come back together with you. And if this was a situation in which, say, romantically, things didn't get off the ground, or somebody didn't want to put in the work and somebody just left or whatever, you know, marriage is a serious commitment. Now, it's interesting to me that the Hope Great Water showed up because we were talking about the geographical distance, and the Hope Great Water, is quite literally about, you know, it's quite literally here showing you this view of the horizon where it meets the ocean. So I don't know. It could be that this person, if they are in fact geographically far away from you, they are hoping to close the gap, bridge the distance. And it looks like they are in a mindset for wanting to do that, now wanting to actually put the work in to establish things more firmly. And quite literally, they want to meet up with you. Again, this is for people who are at a distance. They want to come to where you are. They want the two of you to come to the same place geographically, physically, and meet up and share how, well, not only how you're doing, but how the both of you are feeling. Because again, this is like energy of someone really wanting a real relationship here. Unlike, I think, one of the other piles, where it was kind of, they weren't really coming through as certain. But here, this is pretty clear and explicit that, this person is serious this go round. And of course, this is hypothetical. This is if they were to come back around, if they were to come back into your life. This, at this time, is the energy that they would have towards you and your situation. So congratulations, option 6. This is really positive. I wish you the very best. If you want this person back in your life, I'm hopeful for you that they will, in fact, come back into your life. Okay, so that concludes this reading. Thank you very much for joining me, option 6, and until next time, hopefully, goodbye.